What if this suffering in your life isn't a punishment, and it's not a test, it's not even random? What if it's actually a message? A message from a power that's been trying to get your attention, but you've been looking in all the wrong places. You know, everything you think you know about prayer, about sin, and about reality itself might be built on a huge misunderstanding. Because the ancient scriptures, they hide a secret in plain sight. And it's a truth so unsettling, it could completely change the very reason you believe you were born.
So let's just dive right in. The ancient texts, they start with this paradox that's really hard to swallow. The idea that the greatest blessings often begin by taking everything away from you. This opens up a kind of divine puzzle, a contradiction that, let's be honest, our modern minds have been trained to just ignore. But we're told that unless we solve it, we stay trapped in a cycle we can't even see. And this isn't just some abstract philosophy. The great sages claim this one misunderstanding is the root cause of our deepest anxieties, our restless minds, and that it can even show up as actual physical disease.
And that brings us to the first big question. I mean, think about it. If God is supposed to be auspicious, right, the source of all good things, then why would the path to divine grace so often start with loss? Why does it feel like the road to the divine is paved with our own pain? It just doesn't add up, does it? And it's a contradiction we have to face head-on if we want to get to the truth.
Okay, now let's crank up the intensity a little. The ancient scriptures, the sastras, they make this claim that sounds, well, it sounds impossible. They say that one single name, just one name, has the power to erase every sin from every single being across all the realms of existence, all 14 locusts. Just try to wrap your head around that. Not just your sins, everybody's. What in the world is that kind of power? And what does it say about our whole idea of sin if one word can just wipe the slate clean?
And this right here brings us to the most important question of all. The one that the great Maharshis, the sages, say is the absolute key. They talk about a great sin, but it's not what you think. It's a mistake in how we see the world. One that millions of us, even the most devout people, make every single day. A sin so deep, it can actually make us sick, and we don't even have a clue we're doing it. So what is it? Well, the answer's hidden inside the very name of God. To figure this out, we have to start by correctly diagnosing the problem. You know the feeling, don't you? That endless chase for happiness, the next promotion, the perfect partner, a little more money. You get it for a second, you feel that quick high, and then it's gone. That hollowness creeps back in, and it pushes you right back onto the hamster wheel. The sages say this isn't just life. They call it a sickness of the soul.
The ancient word for this is samsara. And please, don't just hear that as some dusty old term from a book. Feel it. It's a chronic illness. It's like a spiritual fever that keeps you trapped in this endless loop of wanting, getting, and then wanting something new. It's a vast, churning ocean of desire and frustration. This isn't a theory from thousands of years ago. They're describing our modern lives, right now. And the stakes, well, the stakes are your entire existence.
There's this incredible story that shows just how terrifying this spiritual sickness is. In the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna offers Queen Kunti anything she wants, any boon, anything in the entire universe. And her request is, it's just shocking. She asks for more suffering. Now, why on earth would she do that? Because she had realized a terrifying truth about us. I only remember you when I suffer. Otherwise, I forget. She saw that our comfort, our easy life is like a spiritual drug. It numbs us. It makes us forget the very physician who can heal us. The very things we call blessings might actually be what's keeping us sick.
So if samsara is the disease, then what's the cure? Well, the sages tell us it's not a pill, it's a map, a hidden map. And it's encoded within 8 specific names for the divine, found in a text called the Vayavya Samhita. But these aren't just names you chant. No, they are a step-by-step prescription for deconstructing reality itself, for understanding the true nature of God, and in the process, understanding yourself.
Okay, so check this out. Look at the first 2 names, because the central paradox just smacks you right in the face. The first name is Shiva, the auspicious one. This is the god you pray to for success, for health, for blessings. But the very next name on this map is Maheshwara, the great lord of illusion, the one who controls Maya, the very cosmic illusion that causes all the suffering in the first place. Do you see it? The source of all your good fortune is also the master of the trap that you're in. He's both the goal and the obstacle.
All right, now we get to the third name, and just watch how this builds. Rudra. What does it mean? Literally,
he who drives away suffering. So, let's get this straight. We have the giver of blessings, who is also the master of the illusion that causes pain, who is also the one who removes that exact same pain. The contradiction just seems to get deeper and deeper.
And then, the fourth name drops, and it changes everything. Samsara Vaidya, the physician for the disease of samsara. This one word reframes the whole picture. See, God isn't a magician who just snaps his fingers and grants wishes. He's a physician. And what does a good physician do to cure a really deep illness? Well, sometimes they have to give you bitter medicine. Sometimes they have to perform painful surgery to cut out the thing that's making you sick. And all of a sudden, the suffering makes sense. It's not a punishment, it's a treatment. The divine physician takes away your worldly attachments, the very things distracting you, to cure you of the disease of forgetting him.
The fifth name on this map is maybe the most shocking one of all. It's Vishnu. Yep, you heard that right. One of the core names of Shiva is Vishnu. Now, the scriptures aren't talking about two separate gods here. They're describing a quality, the all-pervading one. The idea is that he is the single substance that fills up all of creation, the way that clay fills up every part of a clay pot. There is literally nowhere in the universe where he is not.
And this right here, this answers one of our big questions from the start. This is the great sin the sages were warning us about, discriminating between Shiva and Vishnu. Arguing over which name or form is better is, according to the scriptures, a sin born of total ignorance. It's like arguing about whether you prefer water or H2O. They are just two different names for the exact same thing. And the texts are crystal clear. This spiritual mistake, this failure to see the unity, can actually make you physically ill.
So the sixth name zooms our perspective way, way out. Pitamaha, the grandfather. And this isn't about some family tree. It's pointing to the primordial, uncaused cause, the ultimate source. I mean, think about it. Every effect has a cause, which had a cause, and so on, right? But if you trace that chain all the way back, you eventually get to him, the one beginning, before which there was nothing. Seventh, we have Sarvajñaha, the all-knowing one. And the texts use this powerful metaphor, one we can totally get today. He is the CCTV camera of the universe. But this camera sees everything, not just what you do. It sees what you think, your hidden motives, even the secrets you try to keep from yourself. He is the ultimate dispenser of karma because he's the only one who has the complete footage. There is nowhere to hide from that gaze.
And now, we come to the final name, the destination of this whole journey, Paramatma, the Supreme Self. And right here, the entire model just flips completely upside down. After traveling all the way out to the edge of creation, through illusion and all-knowingness, the map makes a sharp U-turn and leads you back to the only place left to look, inside yourself. He isn't some external being watching you from up on a cloud. He is the self of all beings. He is the consciousness that is looking through your eyes, hearing these words, right this very second.
So, do you see what happened? These 8 names aren't just a random list you're supposed to memorize. They're a journey, a very deliberate path. It's a journey that starts with you, praying to a God out there for things you want, and it ends with the shocking, beautiful, mind-bending realization that the God you were seeking was the very consciousness that was doing the seeking all along. The distance between you and the divine, it just completely collapses. I mean, just look at this progression again. It's literally a ladder of perception. You start at the bottom, seeing God as a separate being who gives you gifts. That's Shiva. You climb a rung and you see him as the master of this cosmic game, Maheshwara. You climb higher and see him as the physician who treats your deepest pain, Rudra and Samsara Vaidya. Then you realize his essence is literally everywhere, Vishnu, and he's the source of it all, Pitamaha. You see him as the silent witness, Sarvagyanha, until you finally reach the top and the separation just dissolves. You realize he is Paramatma, the Supreme Self, inside you.
The great philosopher Adi Shankaracharya put it like this: all of creation is a divine sport, a leela, a cosmic play, and we're all just pieces on the board. This one idea completely reframes your entire life. Your daily struggles aren't just some random, chaotic fight for survival. No, it's a grand, intricate game. And the goal? The goal is not to win. It's not to collect more stuff or get to the other side of the board. The only goal is to wake up and realize who's actually playing the game.
And all of this leads to one final, beautiful, and really profound question, one that Adi Shankaracharya himself asks. If the divine is the source of everything, if he owns literally everything, What could you possibly offer him? What gift could ever mean anything to the one who already has the entire universe?
Shankaracharya actually runs through the list in his poetry. He says, "Look, can I offer you gold? That's pointless. You hold the golden mountain of Meru as your bow. What about wealth? Useless. The god of wealth is your servant. Precious jewels? You already own the wish-fulfilling gem. The moon is in your hair. The river Ganga flows from you. You don't need anything. All my worldly offerings, they're meaningless."
And then, after dismissing everything of this world, he arrives at the only logical conclusion, the one and only thing in the entire universe that is truly yours to give. He says, "There is only one thing I have left to offer you. I will offer my mind at your holy feet." And this isn't about just stopping your thoughts. It's about surrendering the ego, offering up all your anxieties, your plans, your desires, your entire sense of I and mine, and just giving it back to the source it came from. That is the only gift he doesn't already have, because he gave it to you in the first place.
And when you make that one offering, your entire world transforms. Prayer is no longer about begging for things. It becomes an act of remembering who you really are. Suffering is no longer a random punishment. It becomes a form of communication, the touch of the divine physician. Life stops feeling like a struggle and starts to feel more like a dance, a divine play. And you finally realize that the all-knowing witness isn't just some cosmic camera watching you. He is waiting, patiently waiting for you to turn your attention inward and finally recognize who has been looking out through your eyes all along.
So, this isn't just information. It's an invitation to see your world, your struggles, and yourself in a radically new light. The game of life? It continues. The dance goes on. But now that you know the secret, how will you choose to play?